Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 12 in this quest for a 2000 rating on chess.com. And so lately I've been playing 10-minute games to try and speed the video up a little bit so they're not so long. And so today I'm also going to split it into two videos. So the first video will just be the game being played, and I'll explain my moves as I play. That way, for those that just want to see the game and the action, you can watch that. And then the follow up video will actually have the game review and analysis in there. So you can check that out if you want to see what the computer finds that we missed. All right, let's jump into it here. All right. Okay, and we have black again. So, all right, d4. So we're going to play knight to f6. Just wait and see what they do. We'll play g6 here. All right, so now we'll go ahead and play this. All right. Well, now what? So they are attacking. Do we just go ahead and fortify here? Or do we move this knight up here to protect? So maybe we'll try that. If we go here, if they capture, okay, we can't do that. So we pretty much have to do this. And I don't know, maybe we could have captured there. All right, so now we have the threat down here. So we'll go ahead and play that to keep any crazy attacks out. We'll go here, get ready to castle. All right, so now we can go ahead and castle. We can develop our knight. So let's see here. If we develop the knight up to here, that's probably best. All right, we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, the problem is we have an isolated pawn. And with an isolated pawn, you have to be careful of exchanging. So, all right, so they want to go ahead and do that. We'll just go there. Kind of block their pawn progression here. Then we can push this other pawn. So we'll go ahead and do that. That kind of, we have doubled pawns, but this extra F pawn kind of helps to lock down these pawns from pushing on the king side. Okay, so he wants to attack in the center. We might as well just bring a rook out there. Go ahead and attack. So we'll go ahead and do that. And now we are attacking this unprotected pawn here. So, all right. Well, what now? Well, I would say we just capture, and then maybe capture this pawn as well. So let's get rid of our isolated pawn. Oh, wait, but then if we do that, he could attack by going forward. All right. Well, let's go ahead, capture that way. And we're threatening to capture the bishop as well. Okay. Looks like we could just keep on attacking here. So we'll go ahead and do that. Then we can attack. Well, we might as well take this pawn. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right, let's go ahead, go after that. Knock that passed pawn out of there. Okay. Now we could go ahead and pick off another pawn as well. All right. Or do we just check there? Check. I think we'll just pick off another pawn. So we'll just go ahead and do that. Attacking the rook. All right, well, now it looks like we can just pick off another pawn. So we'll just go ahead and do that. All right. Well, maybe he overlooked this check. And then we can attack the queen. So we'll go ahead and do that. And let's see what he decides to do here. All right. Well, do we just keep attacking? Or do we just pick off? All right. Well, it's just turned into a crazy attacking game. So do we just pick off pieces here? Let's see. All right. Well, I think we might as well just attack here. All right. And we'll see what they decide to do next. Okay. All right. All right, what should I try next? I could just move up here. Try that. All right, anyway, sorry, I was so focused I quit talking there. So, I don't know, there was a lot going on, a lot of tactics, so I probably could have played this better. Okay, so now he wants to do that. So, guess I could go here and threaten a mate. All right, so what does he do? He protects with his rook, but then I mate down here by capturing on h4. He could throw in a surprise capture here, but does he have a follow-up? I just capture that rook. Okay, so then we just mate him here. All right. Okay, well, I will end the video here, and I'll do a follow-up video with the actual game review and the analysis. That way I can keep, I don't know, have two shorter videos, and the people that just wanted to watch the game can just watch the game. But if you're interested in the game review and analysis, that will be in the next video or one of the upcoming videos. Actually, I'll take that back. I'll do a quick game review now since this game ended kind of quickly. So we'll try and just knock out the game review real quick here. Let's see. So my opponent played at 72%. I played at 89.2%. Let's see. It looks like they had 2 mistakes and 6 inaccuracies to our 2 we only had 2 inaccuracies, and it says giveaway. Nice comeback win. All right. So White was ahead for quite a bit in this game. We played the Grunfeld defense, Stockholm variation. All right, so, and I don't know if I played that right off the look in the analysis. So we did capture a pawn here, and it said that was best. And then we just started trading down material. Let's see, so he's under attack here. It says that was excellent. We grab another pawn. And then as we play, and we were able to just mate here in the corner. So he played at a 1550 level. I played at 1950. And it says you really outplayed your opponent in that one. Both of you played an amazing opening. You overpowered your opponent in the middle game. So 99.6 opening for my opponent, 98.5 for me, and then the middle game 62.4 to 86.4. All right, so let's do a quick analysis and we'll kind of dig into more details here. Since this game was pretty short, it ended after 26 moves. So back to the beginning. I'm still learning this opening repertoire. So they played d4. I played knight to f6 to wait and see what they do. c4, a common move here, bringing out this c pawn, and your knight can jump in behind it, and it helps control central squares with these two pawns here. All right, so this move, g6. From here you can play a King's Indian defense setup, or try and go into a Grunfeld setup where you bring the pawn out to d5. So knight to c3 is a good common continuation here, developing the knight. And then for the Grunfeld, I wanted to bring this pawn out quickly because if I would have just moved my bishop here to g7, they could go ahead and put this central pawn out on e4, preventing my d5 pawn move because this knight is backing up e4 here. All right, so now they pin, well, not a pin because I haven't moved my e-pawn, but they attack my knight, and so that was interesting. And I wasn't sure, what the best move would be here, but looks like knight to e4, attacking the bishop, and also attacking the knight. So, interesting move there. They would probably have to capture, either retreat the bishop or capture. So I'll have to do more research into this opening and figure out what I want to play next time. So it looks like knight to e4 is a good move here. But I just played this, which is good, although it says knight to e4 is better. Because now they capture, and it says that's excellent, but capturing in the center would have been better. So now I captured, it doubles up my pawns, so they gave up their bishop pair, but now I have doubled pawns. And so they capture, giving me the isolated pawn here, which can be a long-term weakness. So they just moved their pawn up one to allow their bishop room to develop. So here I played a6 because I didn't want any surprises with a check from the bishop here. So it looks like bishop to e6 would have been better. Just immediately checking with the bishop, or excuse me, not checking, bringing my bishop up here to help defend the pawn. So they play a3 in inaccuracy. Better would have been to develop their other knight. I play an inaccuracy as well. Bishop to g7 just so I can get ready to castle. Once again, they want me to play e6 here. So the knight moved to f3 is a mistake. Better would have been queen to b3 to just put more pressure on this pawn here. Yeah, and how would I have handled that? So if they played the queen move here, so I don't know. In that position it says that I should just castle or play f5, but it looks like I'm giving up this pawn if they would. So I definitely have to work on this opening and get it down a little bit better, because already it looks like white has an advantage here. All right, so I play there. They develop their knight. I castle. Once again, it wants me to put my bishop up here and protect this pawn. So they play an inaccuracy. It looks like g3, and then fianchettoing their bishop would have been better. So I developed my knight, and once again, it wants bishop to e6 here. All right. They start trying to attack with h4 here. And the idea may be to get ready to push pawns and break open my king side, but castling immediately would have been better. So I played this, h5, to stop any kind of pawn storm, and I'll also be able to put the other pawn here on f5 and kind of lock down the king side pawns over here. All right, so knight to d2, a good move, but now the game's about even after this move. Rook to c1 would have been better to put the rook on the open file. So I go ahead and push my pawn up to help control the center and the king side. But it looks like queen to d6 would have been better, kind of moving the queen up towards the center. And now f3 is played, and this is a mistake. F3. All right. So f3, a mistake. It looks like g3 would have been better to just protect this pawn, get ready to castle. So now I play rook to e8, which is good, but the computer liked f4 even better. Pretty interesting. f4. That threatens to attack here with a pawn. Immediately it kind of blocks the g pawn as well. All right, so the game continued with e4, an inaccuracy, and f4 would have been better. So I capture with the knight here, capturing on d4, which the computer says that is best, because now I'm putting pressure on the bishop, and I have that knight in the center. Okay, e takes d5. It looks like an excellent move, but castling immediately would have been better. So now I go ahead and capture there. And it said bishop to d7 would have been better, just to develop another piece. All right. They capture, and then I capture this pawn, which is best. So they go ahead and castle, which is excellent, but rook to c1 is better. Developing the bishop to the open file to give it more power. So now we capture, excellent move, but bishop to e6 is better, connecting the rooks. Because now they're able to attack, but we grab another pawn, the best move. The queen attacks, which is good, but g3 would have been better. So I play bishop to c5, the best move. So now the problem was back here, the queen is attacking the bishop and threatening to capture the rook here. So we retreat. Now the bishop is protected, and it gives us time to do something about the rook under attack, because the check, the king has to move. All right, so the king moves, and that is best. And now bishop to d7, an excellent move, but rook captures on e2 would have been better. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I should have just grabbed the knight up there. All right, so the queen goes to a5, but queen to d1 would have been better, protecting the knight. Okay, so b6, 6 attacking the queen. But better would have been to capture that knight again. So here we have a capture. And I can't capture with the bishop, or the queen will capture my queen. So finally I capture that knight. And then we have knight to b3. And let's see. So now the pressure is on this bishop here. So I block the queen's attack. Bishop to b5. And it looks like queen to c4 would have been better. Queen to c4. So let's take a look at that. Although, I don't know, here the computer's saying bishop to b5 is best. So queen to c4 would just give up the bishop here. All right, so we'll take a quick look at that. Queen to c4. Well, then you just have capture. Queen captures h4 with check. All right, then king to g1 is forced. And then you have queen to g3 threatening a mate. So queen to g3 threatening a mate here. And now rook to f2 to stop it. But this allows rook at a to e8. Rook at a to e8. So now we have knight to d2. Anyway, you get the picture. You build up the pressure here. So before we go off too far, let's take a look at the last few moves in the game. So we block here to keep our bishop. And now we're renewing the attack on this rook. So the knight captures, the best move. Our queen captures, best. Now this is a mistake here. Rook to b, well, an inaccuracy. There's a mate in 5. So rook to b7 would have been better here. So now we have queen to f2, the best move, threatening a mate in 1 here. And rook to g1, and that's an inaccuracy because then we just have checkmate. So better would have been rook takes g6, but then it's still a mate in 4 because we just capture. Now the queen goes where? Up to a2. Oh man. Or d8, queen to d8. So queen to d8 or a2. Anyway, white's a goner here because this just delays the inevitable. The queen can either go here to d8, and then we just capture the queen, or the queen can go up here to a2. But then, of course, we could just capture the queen. So, what are we looking at here? Rook takes a2. So capture. And then, what? Rook to b2. Yeah, so this just delays the inevitable. And if we go back to the game, we see what happened here. Where were we? Rook to g1 to defend against this mate in 1, but then the queen swoops in over here, capturing the pawn and delivering mate. All right. Well, in the future, if the games are kind of longer, then I will just do the game in one video. and then do this game review and analysis in a separate video so it doesn't drag out too long. But the game was fairly short, so I decided to do it all in one here. Thank you if you stuck around for the entire video. Stay tuned for the next game in the next quest game for, excuse me, the next game in this quest for 2000. All right. Well, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And feel free to leave comments or suggestions or requests for other videos, and I will try to get to those in the future. All right. Thanks, everyone, and have a super chess day.